Haribol Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranams. It's all changed in, I'm in Zoom and it's all changed. Hopefully you can share screen.
Oh, I will just check. Yes, it allows me to. Oh.
Perfect. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's glorification of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. We are in canto number 5, the creative impetus, chapter number 5, Lord Rishabhadev's teachings to his sons, and today we are discussing text number 3. So let's start with Jai Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare,
Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivirajakacarya Ashtotra Sati Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prince
Jai.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai
Jai.
Shri Radha Krishna Go Bhagopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai
Jai.
Brajovam Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navdvip Dham Ki Jai Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai गंगा माई की जय यमुना माई की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी महारानी की जय समावेत भक्त वृंद की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय बृहत् मृतन की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय जय गौर प्रेमानंदे
Hari Bol.
all glories to assemble devotees
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna all glories to assemble devotees Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
glories to assemble devotees Hare Krishna
Hare
all glories
Krishna.
all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai
Jai. Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayam Mudirayet
Tato Jayam Udiraye.
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nastapriyeshu Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Sarva Shastrabdi Piyusha
Sarva Shastra Piyusha.
Sarva Vedaika Satphala
Sarva Vedaiki Satphala.
Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadya
Sarva Siddhanta-ratnadya.
Sarva Lokaika Drikprada
Sarva Lokaika Drikprada.
Sarva Bhagavata Prana
Sarva Bhagavata-prana.
Śrīmad-Bhāgavata Prabhu
Śrīmad-Bhāgavata-prabhu.
Kali Dvanto Didaditya
Kali-dvanto-didaditya.
Shri Krishna Parivartita
Shri Krishna Parivartita.
Paramananda Pataya
Paramananda Pataya.
Premavarshi Aksharayate
Premavarshi Aksharayate.
Sarvada Sarvasevyaya
Sarvada Sarvasevaya.
Shri Krishnaya Namostume
Shri Krishnaya Namastume.
Madheko Bandho Matsangin
Madheka Bandho Matsangin.
Madguru Manmahadana
Madguru Manmahadana.
Mannaistaraka Madbhagya
Manastarthamadhya
Madhananda namostute.
Madhananda Namoste
Asadu sadhu tadayin.
Asadhu Sadhu Tadayin
Ati nicho chakatakara.
Ati Nichotakara
Anamuncha kadachinmam.
Anamuncha Kadachinmam
Nimna hrit kantayospura.
Premna Ritkantayosura.
Again, we are in canto number 5, Creative Impetus, chapter number 5, Lord Rishabhadev's teachings to his sons, and we are in text number 3 today. So let's recite the verse together. Yeva Mahishyasi, Yeva Mahishasi Krita Saudarartha.
Yave Maisi Krita Sodharata
Janeshu Dehambaravartikeshu.
Janeshu Dhambaravartikeshu
Griheshu Jayatmajarati Matsu.
Griheshu Jayatmajarati Matsu
Na Priti Yukta Yavadartascha Loke.
Na Priti Yukta Yavat Arthas Chaloke
Yeva Maisi Krita Sauhrudartha.
Yevai Maisi Krita Sodharata
Janeshu Dehambaravartikeshu.
Janeshu Dembharavartikeshu
Griheshu Jayatmajarati Matsu.
Priyeshu Jayatmajarati Matsu
Na Priti Yukta Yavad Arthascha Loke.
Na Priti Yukta Yavadarthascha Loke
Eva Maishe Krita Sauhrudartha.
Yave Maisi Krita
Janeshu Dehambaravartikeshu.
Janeshu Dehambaravartikeshu
Griheshu Jayatmajarati Matsu.
Griheshu Jayatmajarati Matsu
Na Priti Yukta Yavadarthascha Loke.
Na Priti Yukta Yavat Arthascha Loke
Devotees, please chant.
Yeva Maishe Krita Sohridartha
Yeva Maishe Krita Sohridharta
Janeshu Dehambaravartikeshu
Janeshu Dhambaravartikeshu
Greheshu Jayatmajarati Matsu
Griheshu Jayatmajarati Matsu
Na Priti Yukta Yavat Arthascha Loke
Na Priti Yukta Yavadarthascha Loke
येवा मयिषे कृतसौहृदाथा
Yave Maisi Krita Sodharta
जनेषु देहं भरवार्तिकेषु
Janeshu Deham Bharavartikeshu
गृहेषु मयात्मजरातिमत्सु
Griheshu Dehatmajarati Matsu
न प्रीतियुक्ता यावदार्थाश्च लोके
Na Priti Yukta Yavadarthascha Loke
Eva Maise Krita Sodartha.
Yave Maisi Krita Sodharta
Janeshu Deham Bharavatikeshu.
Janeshu Dham Bharavartikeshu
Heshu Jayadmajarati Matsu.
Griheshu Jayatmajarati
Matsu.
Na Priti Yukta Yavaratascha Loke.
Na Priti Yukta Yavadarthascha Loke
Yeva Mahishe कृतसौहृदार्था
ये
वामयि से कृतसौहृदा
जनेषु देहं भरवार्तिकेषु
जनेषु देहं भरवर्तिकेषु
ग्रहेषु जायात्मजरातिमत्सु
गृहेषु जयात्मजात्मजात्सु
न प्रीतियुक्ता यावदर्थार्च लोके
न
न प्रीतियुक्ता यावदर्थाश्च लोके
येवामयि श्रीकृतसौरादर्था
मयि कृतसौहृदा
येषु देहं भरावर्तिकेषु
जनेषु देहं भरवर्तिकेषु
येषु जयात्मजा रतिमास्तु
गृहेषु जयात्मजारतिमात्सु
न प्रीतियुक्ता यावदर्थाश्च लोके
न प्रीतियुक्ता यावदर्थालोके ये वामयि से कृतसौरधाता जनेषु देहं भरवर्तिकेषु
जनेषु देहं भरवार्तिकेषु
गेहेषु जयात्मजारतिमात्सु
गृहेषु जायात्मजातिमत्सु
न प्रीतियुक्ता यावद् अर्थश्च लोके
न प्रीता यावदर्थाश्च लोके
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move to the word to word. Ye,
ये
those who,
those who
va, or,
और
mai,
मयि
unto me,
unto me
ishe,
ईशे
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
Krita Sauhrida Arthaha,
कृतसौधा
very eager to develop love in a relationship of Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, or Madhurya.
very eager to develop love
develop
in a relationship of
Dasya,
Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, or
or
Madhurya.
Madhurya.
Janeshu,
Janeshu,
to people.
to people.
Dehambara Vartikeshu,
Dehambarvartikeshu,
who are interested only in maintaining the body, not in spiritual salvation.
who are interested only in maintaining the body,
not in
not
spiritual
in
salvation.
spiritual salvation.
Griheshu,
Griheshu,
to the home.
To the home.
Jaya,
Jaya,
wife.
wife.
Atmaja,
Atmaja,
children. Rati,
Rati,
wealth or friends.
wealth or friends.
Matsu,
Matsu,
consisting of.
consisting of
Na,
na,
not.
not
Priti Yuktaha,
Priti Yuktaha,
very attached.
very attached.
Yavat Arthaha,
Yavat Arthaha,
who live by collecting only as much as required.
who lived by
collecting only as much is required.
Cha,
Cha,
and Loke,
Loke,
in the material world.
in the material world.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. They are not interested in mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They are not attached to their homes, although they may be householders, nor are they attached to wives, children, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties. Such people are interested in collecting only enough money to keep the body and soul together. Kindly repeat. Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness
Those
Those
who
who
are
are
interested in
interested in
reviving
reviving
Krishna
Krishna
consciousness
consciousness
and increasing their love of Godhead
and
and
increasing their
increasing their
love of
love of
Godhead
Godhead
do not like to do anything
do
do
not
not like to
like to
do
do
anything
anything
that is not related to Krishna.
that
that
is
is
not
not related
related
to
to
Krishna.
Krishna.
They are not interested in mingling with people
They are
They
not
are not
interested in
interested in
mingling with
mingling with
people
people
who are busy maintaining their bodies,
who
who
are
are
busy
busy
maintaining their
maintaining,
bodies,
eating, sleeping, mating, and defending.
eating,
eating,
sleeping,
sleeping,
mating,
mating, and
and
defending.
They are not attached to their homes,
They
they are
are
not
not attached
attached
to
to
their
their homes,
homes,
although they may be householders.
although
although
they
they
may be
may be
householders,
Nor are they attached to wives,
nor
nor
are
are
they
they
attached to
attached to
wives,
wives,
children,
children,
friends, or wealth.
friends,
friends,
or
or
wealth.
wealth.
At the same time,
At the
At
same
the same
time,
time,
they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties.
they
they
are
are
not
not indifferent to
indifferent to
the
the
execution of
execution
their
of the
duties.
duties.
Such people are interested
Such
Such people
people
are
are
interested
interested
in collecting only enough money
in
in
collecting
collecting
only
only
enough
enough
money
money
to keep the body and soul together.
to keep the body and soul
soul
together.
together.
Kindly hear the purport. Whether he is an impersonalist or a devotee, one who is actually interested in advancing spiritually should not mingle with those who are simply interested in maintaining the body by means of so-called advancement of civilization. Those who are interested in spiritual life should not be attached to homely comforts in the company of wife, children, friends, and so forth. Even if one is a grahastha and has to earn his livelihood, he should be satisfied by collecting only enough money to maintain his body and soul together. One should not have more than that or less than that. As indicated herein, a householder should endeavor to earn money for the execution of bhakti yoga. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. A householder should live such a life that he gets full opportunity to hear and chant. He should worship the deity at home, observe festivals, invite friends in, and give them prasada. A householder should earn money for this purpose and not for sense gratification. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahrujatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishavanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
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 Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare.
Namaste Krishnamastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So today's verse, Yeva Maishe Krita Sauhrudartha Janeshu Dehambaravartikeshu Griheshu Jayatmajarati Matsu Na Priti Yukta Yavadartascha Loke. Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. They are not interested in mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. They are not attached to their homes, although they may be householders, nor are they attached to wives, children, friends, or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties. Such people are interested in collecting only enough money to keep their body and soul together. So just let's look back at what we have covered in this Canto 5 briefly. Canto 5 starts with the activities of Maharaj Priyavrata. So Maharaj Priyavrata, who actually wanted to give up his life in terms of material things and dedicate himself to the process of spiritual advancement, was requested by his father Swayambhu Manu, and also then by his grandfather Brahma, and he was asked to come back and take over the ruling of the entire universe, and he did so. And then through him, he had the son Agnidra, who then became the king after Maharaj Priyavrata, and he ruled very well. And we saw how Maharaj Agnidra was attracted to Purvachiti, and then after spending quite an amount of time with her, then he realized how he has made, and therefore he left his kingdom in the hands of his son, and he went to take to the path of spiritual advancement. So through his son Nabi, then appears Rishabhadev, and Rishabhadev's characteristics we went through in chapter number 4. And in this chapter, we are seeing how Rishabhadev, when he went to the sacred place, so known as Brahmavarta, where there was a confluence of the learned Brahmanas and great rishis, Rishabhadev instructs his sons. He had already brought them up very well. They were very well behaved, devoted, and qualified. But he wanted to instruct them so that in the future they could rule this world perfectly. He had 100 sons, the eldest of whom was Bharata. And then we see that there are many others, including the Navayogendras and other 81 others who became very well qualified Brahmanas. So in this chapter, what we saw was, so we are pretty much at the start of the chapter. So the first verse of the first verse, which is his first instruction to his sons, was that one should not waste this human form that is which is made available to a person simply for sense gratification, which is available for even lower forms that are available. And therefore, one has to take to the position of devotional service through penance and austerity. So therefore, by this method, one can attain to the highest position of eternal blissful life. That was his instruction in text number 1. And second is, so if the position of eternal blissful life is to be obtained, the second question comes is, how do one attain that? And which he describes in text number 2, that one has to serve the great Mahatmas. And the point was, if one is to serve a great Mahatma, how does one know who is a Mahatma? And therefore, he then describes the qualities of the Mahatmas. And he says they are equipoised, they do not show any difference between one living entity and another. They are peaceful, they are fully engaged in devotional service, they are devoid of anger, they work for the benefit of everyone, they do not behave in any abominable way, and thus these persons are known as Mahatmas. Of course, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna defines Mahatmas as those who are surrendered to his internal energy. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha. So here we see the Supreme Lord again describing such qualities of the Mahatmas. Of course, the question would be that, okay, we render service to the Mahatmas and we do those activities, but besides that, what? Because here Rishabhadev was instructing his sons. They were all born in a family of Kshatriyas, kings who were ruling over this entire world. And what is it, the instruction that he should give them? So yes, in one way, by rendering service, you do that. And what does he say in respect of rendering service? He says that for those who render service unto the Mahatmas, they will get the ultimate association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But for those who associate with people who are fond of women and sex, their path to hell is wide open. So by associating with them, they get the highest thing. And yes, that is great. But what is the person who is supposed to do in their daily life? Especially when most of society, even in those days, were grahasthas. And they carried out their activities in the normal manner. So what are they supposed to do? So it is not that instructions are given for a minority of society. Instructions are given for everybody. Therefore, in order to further expand upon that, in this verse, Rishabhadev is saying that, okay, yes, the person has to serve the Mahatmas in order to get their association and improve himself. But what is the main characteristic of such a person? A person who is interested in reviving his Krishna consciousness and increasing his love does not do anything that is not related to Krishna. This is the first point that he makes. See, in life, it is always easier to follow a positive assertion than a negative assertion. If I tell you, don't think of the pink elephant which has got red ears and blue tails, immediately our mind goes in describing and thinking about a pink elephant with red ears and blue tails. Our mind will not go in thinking not that. So therefore, it is always easier for one to have an assertion which is positive in nature. And therefore, he says, of course, it is a double negative in the sentence, do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. Or the other way of saying is, they like to do only those things that are related to Krishna. So the person who wants to revive Krishna consciousness and increase their love of Godhead has to do activities only related to Krishna. So the question comes is, in a practical form, how do we make sure that this happens? The point is, and Prabhupada very nicely has inserted that in the purport. He did not specifically say what is there. He puts it very nicely towards the end of the purport. He says, a householder should endeavor to earn money for the execution of Bhakti Yoga. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Sparanam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So, unless one is involved in the activities of devotional service, one cannot connect everything to Krishna. Why? Because if one is related to activities which lead to trying to satisfy his own desires or trying to improve his quality of life or trying to improve the way in which his body is, he cannot develop thinking about Krishna. If we perform activities which are of the nature of sense gratification, our mind is involved in sense gratification. It cannot be involved in Krishna. See, there is only so much of our ability in engaging in something. We cannot think of doing two completely opposite activities and engaging in both of them perfectly. We can never do that. So unless we make sure that we prioritize and we put up one activity as the most important activity and engage our mind in that, that is what will remain in our mind. So if we are to take up this activity of improving our Krishna consciousness or improve ourselves in reviving our Krishna consciousness, which is dormant in our hearts, and increasing our love for Krishna, then that is possible only by engaging in devotional service. And of the activities of devotional service, the most primary activity of devotional service is Shravanam and Kirtanam. Hearing about Krishna, hearing about the glories of Krishna, hearing about the activities of Krishna, about the qualities of Krishna, about Krishna in all different facets. And then having listened and heard about those, glorifying Krishna. This is the primary activity that we have to do. If we cannot do this activity, we cannot have remembrance of Krishna, which is the third. We cannot have smaranam without Shravanam and Kirtanam. So a person cannot say, oh, I remember Krishna in all my activities, when he is not engaged in Shravanam and Kirtanam. Therefore, we have to follow this process, and unless one follows the process properly, one cannot come to this point of increasing their love for Krishna or in reviving their Krishna consciousness. Therefore, this activity of Shravanam and Kirtanam is something that we have to have daily inculcated into our daily activities. Give this the first priority. Srila Prabhupada put together the system for us so very nicely that this is the first thing that we do. Get up early in the morning, perform Mangala Arati. Mangala Arati is glorification of the Lord. So, in that, Shravanam and Kirtanam both are happening. And again, the next activity is perform Japa. That is also Shravanam and Kirtanam. Yes, it might be you are doing alone. And in fact, Japa has to be done alone, because Japa is meant for you to chant the name of Krishna and hear your chanting, by which you actually reinforce that activity of devotional service in your heart. Do your Japa. That is the next thing. Then the third activity that is there is, okay, finish your japa. Again, see the glorious form of the Lord who is so nicely present. Have the nice darshanarti, have Guru puja, and then again hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Prabhupada put together this whole essence of devotional service straight up for us so that we can get to this point of reviving our Krishna consciousness and increasing our love for Krishna. And unless we engage in this, as Prabhupada says, and far more than ever before, today's congregations are primarily, or I would say even 99%, they are householders. So as a householder, what should you do? Therefore, Prabhupada writes, a householder should live such a life that he gets full opportunity to hear and chant. This is the primary activity of a householder, not only of a householder. Of course, this is the only activity of everybody. Because as spirit souls who are part and parcel of Krishna, our eternal activity is only of hearing and chanting. Oh, you might say, oh, where does service come in? What are you doing in service? In service, you are actually thinking about how Krishna was. Because when you do your service, it is not that you do your service without thinking about Krishna. And how do you get thinking about Krishna? By hearing. So your primary activity of hearing and chanting is transformed into service. So unless one has this primary activity of hearing and chanting, other activities would not become perfect. So unless one actually engages in this activity of hearing and chanting with full concentration, that is what brings about all the other aspects of devotional service. And therefore, what does he do? So if he wants to fully engage his life in hearing and chanting about the Lord, what should he do? Just like in our younger days in school or in university, anywhere, those persons who were interested in progressing their studies, they had a group of friends who were interested in studies. Not that the person who was interested in studies engaged with a group of friends who were interested in going out and watching cinema or doing other activities. No, they were interested in people who were interested in studies. Therefore, in the same way, if we are interested in reviving our Krishna consciousness and increasing the love of Krishna, we should avoid mingling with those who are busy maintaining their bodies. That means those persons who are not interested in reviving their Krishna consciousness or increasing their love of Krishna do not mingle. The question then comes is, but if we are not supposed to mingle, how are we supposed to execute our day-to-day activities? I have got duties as a grahastha. I have got a family to maintain. I have got people who are dependent upon me. I have got so many things to do. How can I be without mingling? Here, the point about mingling is not that you do not meet them, that you do not talk to them, you do not have anything to do with them. No. The point about mingling is do not inculcate their mindset into yours. You maintain your mindset of reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing the love of Krishna. You maintain that and you impart that mindset to them. Don't take up their mindset and make it yours. That is the point of not mingling with those people who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. Because if that is the case, then our whole aspect of Lord Chaitanya's mission is completely invalidated. Lord Chaitanya's mission is to spread the chanting of the holy name and to spread the glories of Krishna all over the world in every town and village. If we are supposed to do that and we say that we are not interested in mingling with people, then how will it happen? Are we going to remain in the microcosm of those who are only devotees and then have it? And then what will happen? Even within the devotees, we will start to grade them. Okay, this person is not that much interested as the other person, so I will give up their association. I will give up their association, and you will end up with nobody but yours. So the point is, it is not that we give up mingling in the sense of meeting or talking or doing anything with them. What we don't want to do is don't want to take up their mindset and implement it in ours. And what is our mindset that needs to be? That is given very nicely over here. It says that though these are householders, they are not attached to their homes, wives, children, or wealth. What does it mean to have attachment? Attachment means that we give priority to these things over our ultimate priority of having devotional service to Krishna. Have our devotional service to Krishna as the ultimate aim, and included within this, carry out the activities of whatever duties you have towards the home, wife, children, and wealth. That is what is the next sentence says. They are not indifferent to the execution of their duties. Exactly, you're not indifferent. You do not do the duty. You don't think, oh, these are all problems. These are all things that I have to give up. These are all things that I should not be having. Then only I can be very much interested in reviving my Krishna consciousness or increasing my love of Godhead to the highest. That is not the thing. I am completely understanding of my position correctly, understanding that I have got duties, I have got activities to perform in relation to those. But when I am performing this, I understand that these are duties included within my devotional service. What is the highest duty of a person in devotional service? The highest duty of the person in devotional service is to give devotional service to others. That is what Prabhupada writes at the end of the purport. He says that the householder should lead a life of worshipping the deity at home, observing festivals, inviting friends, and giving them prasada, and should earn money only for this purpose and not for sense gratification. So, therefore, ultimately, the aim of a householder is to engage solely in devotional service. And in relation to that purpose, whatever duties that he has currently got, he also makes sure that they align with the purpose of engaging in devotional service. That is the ultimate aim of the householder. And in that way, when one performs such an activity, then all these other things do not happen. That is, they do not become attached to their homes, wives, children, or friends or wealth. In fact, we will see later on, whilst describing what is to be performed in this chapter, even when he is describing about all the activities that are to be performed, where does he say? I think it is. In verses 10 to 13, he describes everything. And then in 14, finally, he said, you should not become attached to the process of liberation itself. That is, you do everything for devotional service, and you will get completely cut off from ignorance or for the desire for fruitive activities, and the knot of bondage will be completely cut off. For further advancement, you should also give up the means. That is, you should not become attached to the process of liberation itself. What does that mean? It means that don't think that the process that is given is only meant for giving up all these things. You understand the process is meant for attaching yourself to Krishna. And therefore, don't think the process of liberation means giving up material things. That is liberation. But that is not enough. But you have to have the aspect of developing attachment to Krishna. That is the highest thing. All these things are ultimately towards developing attachment to Krishna. If we keep that as the core element, then the process of devotional service and the process of having the effect of providing Krishna consciousness to others, everything becomes very much an act of not being sorry. When we do that in that mode, we do not get even attached to this. We become attached to Krishna, and therefore we are not worried about anything. We do this because this is what Krishna likes. We do this only because that is what Krishna would want me to do. That is what we do. And therefore, a person automatically does everything in terms of his duties in his current position perfectly. At the same time, he knows that, yes, I have to do all these things, but this does not mean anything else. Srila Prabhupada has given a wonderful class on this verse. And in that, he says, when, of course, it's a mix. He actually gives a class both on verse 2 and verse 3. And in the first part, he defines about the Mahatmas, and he talks about all that. And he says, Mahatmas are, so it does not mean Mahat is to be only found among the sannyasis or the higher circle of Brahmanas. No, Mahat can be found in other circle also. But what is the qualification? The qualification is Eva Maishi Krita Sauhrudartha. His only business is to keep friendly relationship with Krishna. That is the first qualification. So developing that attachment with Krishna, that is the main thing. That is the first thing that is there. The first class person who is a Mahatma develops that friendly relationship with Krishna. And that is why, see, Arjuna, he was a Kshatriya, he was a Grahastha, he was engaged in his activities or duties as a Grahastha, as a Kshatriya, and everything. But when Krishna talks about giving him the knowledge, what does he says? Bhakto sime sakacheti rahasyam hi etad uttamam. So chapter 4, text 3, Krishna says this. So he says this, I will speak to you the mystery of Bhagavad Gita because you are my friend and my devotee. The point is, that is the thing. He did not say, oh, you are a Grahastha, you are a Kshatriya, therefore I am speaking to you. No. He said, because you are my dear friend and devotee. So the first and primary aspect of our devotional service or other activities is to develop that attachment to Krishna. Without that, it cannot happen. And such a person who has developed that attachment to Krishna, that person is the Mahatma whom we have to follow. As is given in the previous verse, Mahatsvevam dvaram ahur vimuktes. One has to take shelter of such a Mahatma and serve him. Because by doing so, one will also advance to that same platform. So unless one takes the effort to find such a person and actually serve him, one cannot rise up to the platform of attachment to Krishna. Therefore, one has to take these instructions, and instructions that have come through our parampara, come through our great acharyas, and come through Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of the movement that we are currently in, and who has given us all of this information so that we may somehow or another come forward, move forward in our spiritual life. So unless we give up our own attachment to this body so that we may become attached to Krishna, developing that attachment for Krishna, developing that friendliness towards Krishna, that is the primary focus of our life. And in doing so, what we see, that person who wants to become the most friendly to Krishna wants to do exactly the same thing that Krishna wants to do. Here, Rishabhadev, who is none other than Krishna, is also saying the same thing, that you have to develop attachment for me. You have to develop your Krishna consciousness. You have to develop love of Godhead. That is what is required. So if that is what is required for that person, then that person will do that same benefit, give that same benefit for everybody. He will want everybody to do it. And therefore, whether it is the persons who are at home, his wife, children, friends, everybody, he will want to bring them to the same platform. That is the only thing. Therefore, they do not want to maintain the house, the wife, the children, the friends, and everything in not with any other angle other than the angle of bringing them to Krishna consciousness and making them come to that highest state that is being mentioned in this verse. That is the way the Grahastha will lead his life. This is what is to be done. So the point that is given over here is for us how we have to act in this life. This is the same thing if we go to chapter 14 of Canto 7 of Ideal Family Life. That is also different. Prabhupada, in saying that, he says, a Grahastha's first duty is to be fully dependent on Vasudeva, Krishna, and try to satisfy him in all respects by executing one's prescribed devotional service. This devotional service will depend upon the instruction of authorities and association of devotees who are actually engaged in devotional service. The beginning of devotional service is Shravanam, or hearing. One must hear from the mouths of realized souls. In this way, the Grahastha's attraction to his wife and children will be gradually reduced. So very clearly it is being pointed out that that is what we need to do. Our aim is to become totally attached to Krishna. Being attached to a person means fulfilling their wants, their desires, everything. And the desire of Krishna is that we actually do activities for Krishna. This is not for Krishna's benefit. Krishna is not an autocrat. Is not the person who is saying, you do everything for me so that I will be nice and you can go to hell. No. He is doing this so that we can do it. We are all searching for happiness, but that happiness is actually the property of Krishna. When we serve Krishna, Krishna bestows that property upon us. So if we are to stay in real happiness, that is the only way that is possible. There is nothing else that is there. And therefore, this verse clearly describes what is those activities of the Grahastha who has to do so that they can come to this point of reviving their Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Krishna. These were some of my thoughts and realizations on this verse. I know we can talk a lot. There is so much to unpack in this chapter of Rishabhadev's instructions to his sons. And the proof of the pudding is in the eating, we say. In the same way, we understand how much these instructions are great because it created such great, wonderful devotees out of his 100 sons. So we can understand the potency of this teaching. And we can take to heart and actually try to implement it in our day-to-day life. That is what is most important. Thank you very much. So if I've made any mistakes or said anything which is wrong, please correct me. Otherwise, I seek your contributions, your realizations on this verse as well. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Medhavi Prabhu. Very practical class. What I get from this verse is that we have to engage ourselves in devotional service, and the important thing is Shravanam and Kirtanam. And no matter whatever else things we do, we can do pujas and all that. That's also part of devotional service. But the important thing is Shravanam and Kirtanam. That means that we must chant Mahamantra and also hear from devotees like in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and other literatures, and Srila Prabhupada has given us all the formula you described. I don't have to repeat. Thank you very much for such a wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Anaji. Hare Krishna.
Haribol Prabhuji, thank you for class. That was so good. I really appreciate the effort that you made in presenting that. It was very powerful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Haribol.
Thank you, Anaji. Hare Krishna. Anybody else has any further contributions?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very nice class. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mahendra Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay. Then if there's no further points, we'll finish here. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaneta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari.
Hari Hari Bol.
His Grace Medhavi Das Prabhu Ji ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.